Hello YouTubers, my name is X Factor. This is some Zavad Conquest Size Large Flawless MBT gameplay. I'm going to showcase some of the spots I like to set up on once we control certain parts of the map, and then me retreating several times to get our gimme flag back. The last thing you want is for them to cap your back flag, start spawn bombing that, and start pushing the middle of the map. You can quickly lose the entire map on Zavad if this happens, and it can be absolute chaos for your armor. And speaking of armor, DICE is just spewing information at us. Earlier today, I published a video talking about the upcoming game update. There's bug squashing, tweaks, stability issues, several balance issues that are going to be included. They're also looking for our input on several balance issues vehicle related. That video is going to be linked down below. So there's some uncertainty with that stuff, but there's definitely certainty with several upcoming vehicle tweaks and other things because DICE just published more information. And we're going to cover those real quick. The first thing is aircraft and anti-aircraft. Some pretty drastic changes here. Reduced the total amount of missiles carried by the mobile anti-aircraft vehicles from 6 to 4. The total carried missiles were making it impossible for helicopters to use countermeasures to avoid the MAA's attacks. Next up, they're reducing the velocity of the MAA's default 20mm cannon from 1200 meters a second to 800 meters a second to match the 30mm cannon. This reduction reduces the distance projectiles will travel and should prevent situations where the MAA could engage enemy vehicles without leaving its protected home base. The damage of the cannons remains unchanged, and aircraft, especially helicopters, should remain wary of getting too close to an MAA. So it sounds like base camping is gone, and the 30mm has a lot more lead that's needed compared to the 20mm that's in game now. It should require quite a bit more skill to use. Next up, they've reduced the physical impact of all anti-aircraft missiles to prevent helicopters from flipping uncontrollably when hit. The damage values have not been changed. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a transport chopper only for it to flip, having 80% health left. And of course, that can't be recovered. If you're close enough to the ground, there is no time to bail out. You're squashed like a bug. And last but not least, they've reduced the cone of fire in which active radar missiles search for targets, making them require a higher level of skill in predicting where a target will be when the missile is fired. The missiles were previously too easy to aim at long range, making them a guaranteed hit and a clear advantage over the other missile types. How about attack helicopters finally getting some love? They've increased the direct damage done by the attack helicopter's gunner cannon. The gunner will be better able to assist the pilot in taking down vehicle targets with this change. They've also increased the deck damage of the Zuni rockets for attack helicopters. The rate of fire of these rockets combined with their smaller mag pool size made them a poor choice over the other two rocket types. How about the Scout helicopter? Seems like it's getting quite the infantry nerf, but a potential vehicle buff. They've reduced the splash damage and maximum splash damage range of the Scout helicopter 25mm cannons. These weapons were too effective against infantry with a higher splash damage, making them a clear choice over the 7.62 miniguns in all combat situations. The 25mm cannons are intended to give the Scout helicopter some measure of effectiveness against vehicles, at a clear trade-off of ineffectiveness versus infantry. Tanks and anti-tank. Quite a few different changes here, including reduce the intelligence level of the MBT law missiles, requiring the player to aim the missile closer to the target before the smart projectile will activate. Additionally, the MBT law now reloads slightly slower. This keeps the MBT law in its role of an easy-to-use fire-and-forget weapon available to all engineers, while also balancing it with the other rocket launchers in favor of skilled anti-tank shots. On top of all this, they finally identified the MBT law bug that would allow it to pass through Active Protective System, also known as APS, or the green Christmas tree on top. It will also catch and stop 12-gram frag rounds now. M2 slams are being nerfed. Their range is being reduced, in which it'll do maximum damage to vehicles from 6 meters down to 3 meters. Players will now need to be craftier when placing the M2 Slam in order to get the full damage potential of this ambush anti-vehicle weapon. This changes to primarily counter a tactic of placing 3 mines in the same spot to guarantee a kill on any vehicle passing within 6 meters. The range was deemed to be too large, making the M2 Slam far superior to the M15 AT mine. Staff shells are of the next topic. They reduce the damage the staff shell does to all targets by 25%. This should balance the ease of use of the staff shell with its damage potential. The question is, will the quick toggle still be there, or will it be on the same timer such as the main shell was in Battlefield 3 with the canister shell? It'd be interesting to see if that's a secondary adjustment. So these are the official vehicle tweaks and some of the changes coming into the game. Don't forget, there are several things they're contemplating that's going to be linked down below from the first video that they're looking for your input. And there are a multitude of vehicle changes indicated there as well. Of course, this will be a major balance patch. There will be a lot more to come. The question is, will we have a heads up before it hits us in the next couple days? What do you guys think about some of these changes? One thing I noticed is DICE is starting to reward the higher skill level items, several of the anti-tank solutions, and taking away and nerfing some of the dumbed down things that are in Battlefield 4. Let me know what you guys think down below. Of course, there's going to be a link to the blog post, and I'll try to keep you guys up to date on anything that pops up in the next couple days. And of course, once it all launches in game, I'll be testing everything out, including several of the new vehicle combinations to figure if I like something new. As always, YouTubers, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Don't forget to check out the links down below. And as always, thank you for your support. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave those down below as well. We'll see you guys soon. Take care, YouTube.
I think we got infantry coming towards us.
I hit the chopper.
Nice shot.